I just think that Michigan is the most overrated number one team in the country that there's been in a while. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to GOAT Talk. A lot is going on, even though football is over. We have men's basketball, you have the World Baseball Classic coming up, the Olympics is going on. So let's just jump into it.
We've traded me back for Chris this week. Chris is
Yeah,
now on the IR. I'm back in. A lot, like you said, lots of exciting things going on. I think first and foremost, obviously, Olympics is going on. One thing to touch on with the Olympics, which is interesting, the U.S. in general is behind on the gold and the gold
yeah,
medals by a lot. Um, there's been a lot of talent, which obviously it's the Olympics, so there's going to be that. But big game on Thursday. Big game on Thursday. USA hockey women's team plays for the gold against the old northern rivals in Canada. And the USA women's team has been on an absolute heater as of
yeah.
recent. Um, it's going to be a good game. I am interested to see how they play. I don't know a ton of people on either roster, but from what I have watched and seen, I do think the US team is very disciplined. They don't take a ton of penalties. The Canadian team, though, is going to put up a good fight, and I just hope USA can pull it out.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that USA women's hockey has given up a goal the entire tournament. Maybe they did against Canada. They played Canada earlier. I'm actually trying to find that score right now because I know we did beat them like pretty good when we played them in like the round robin. But yeah, I mean, hopefully USA could take it home, right? And then we have the men's playing tomorrow, or technically today when this episode is uploaded against Sweden. So that's going to be a good game as well. And I'm just trying to find.
Yeah,
I'm
so they
trying to
actually
pull
gave
up.
up one goal to Czech
Oh,
in
really? So it
in the
wasn't even Canada.
prelims. No, so and
Wow.
every other game they've scored five or more goals in every game.
Yeah.
They haven't let up
Yeah.
a goal since February 5th.
That's
That's insanity.
insane.
So
Insanity.
they are poised for a gold medal, as we would say. Um, Yeah, I hope they do. Just as a curiosity as well, Greg, I'm not sure if you have any inputs on this as of yet.
Got to be honest, I have not followed much of the Olympics this year. It's been a whirlwind of the last few weeks with my job. But having said that, I mean, just going off of what you guys said when it comes to not scoring a goal in what almost like 12 days, like that doesn't even make sense,
Well, they
right? I
no, they
mean,
haven't given up a goal in 12 days.
that's what I meant to say. My
Yes,
apologies.
they've not.
That's incredible though, right? Like, and they're not just doing it with like 1 or 2 nothing victories. They're scoring 5 goals a game. That
Yeah,
is like in
Yeah.
basketball perspective, that's like 30-point blowouts every game.
yeah. It is,
Yeah.
and just to circle back on the medal race. So the top three, Norway is at in the number one spot with 31 medals. Italy in second with 24. The U.S. just inching out Germany for third place at 21 medals. But U.S. only has 6 gold medals compared to Norway, who's leading the way with 14 gold medals. I have seen some of the speed skating and the figure skating, and my goodness, I don't even know how to ice skate backwards. So for them to be able to do what they're doing is truly incredible.
Yeah. Norway is straight up dominating this Olympics pretty much.
Yeah,
Um, so I finally found it just to circle back a little bit. USA played Canada women's hockey February 10th, and we beat them 5-0.
yeah,
So I hope that's a little preview of the gold medal game. I hopefully just blow them out and we properly take over our sport. Care what they say. It's our sport. USA hockey, do or die. But overall, very like rated part of the Olympics is I don't know if you guys ever watched it, was bobsledding.
yes, I
Dude,
have seen
it's
that.
insane how
It is.
fast like I don't know if you guys saw the
It's
old
wild.
Disney movie, Cool Running. Great movie. Great movie
John
about
Candy.
bobsledding. Yes, great movie. Actually just watched it today, just for a little recap. But dude, I never realized how fast that they go around these turns and everything.
Oh yeah. The other thing that's interesting to me, and I know we're kind of jumping around here a little bit on the Olympics, but I enjoy that. I think the interesting thing. So the other day in the USA game for the men's, I believe I don't know who exactly who was. Oh, I think it was Tom Wilson for Canada. I think he made a play, hit somebody, because if you fight in the Olympics, you're automatically disqualified from the game. Like there's no
Yes.
10-minute
Yes.
penalty, there's no 5 minute for fighting. Like so I was talking about this with a couple of my friends, and it's going to be interesting because remember during the Four Nations when U.S. and Canada played, like it was line brawl,
Hmm.
the first two drops, right? That can't happen now. I mean, it could, but half your team's gone if that happens. Like they don't allow that you could fight, but you know what's coming. So I'm going to be interested to see how that game plays out if we play Canada for the men in the gold or even the quarterfinal round, or sorry, semifinal round, I should say, against Canada because we know what happened during the Four Nations. We know, and it's interesting because some of the players are teammates,
Yeah.
on respective teams, but you can't fight. You get to, it's done. It's over. Like the ref will be like, all right, go, but you're gone. You ain't coming back. And so I'm gonna be interested to see how that plays out if those two teams play.
Yeah, it's funny that you actually bring that up because I was actually thinking about this today, and I was thinking that like if that game doesn't go to overtime, if you say let's say there's like 2 minutes left in the third period, right? USA is up 5-3. I think that's when you see the fights happen
Yeah, yeah. I
because
don't
it's like, all right,
think
this game's over. Let's drop the
Yeah.
gloves because that's
correct.
what
Correct.
everybody's expecting. And talking
Correct.
about Tom Wilson, I don't know if you guys saw the player that he fought on France is out of the entire Olympics.
Oh wow.
What
Not
happened?
because of the Olympics. I think it was like the French head coach or
Mm,
director of hockey or whatever said that that's not who they are, that's not what they represent, and they kicked him out, basically kicked him off the team.
wow. I did
Yeah,
not know
France
that.
doesn't know hockey.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I know there's kind of like a lot of I don't know if controversy would be the right word to use, but obviously Russia is still not in the Olympics; they're still not participating. But if they were like, they're easily a top three men's hockey team if they're participating in this Olympics.
Correct.
Like
Correct.
without a
God, yeah.
doubt, they're most likely they're taking a medal.
Correct. Correct.
So I think
Okay.
that would
Yeah.
be very interesting if they were playing like that would just mix up everything pretty much because they're
100%.
either in Canada's group or they're in USA's group. So they got to play
It's
somebody in the group stage.
Yeah. Yeah.
no
No,
easy option there.
100%.
Yeah,
100%.
their team would be very very good.
Yeah.
Yep.
It would be. It would be. Lots of things with the Olympics, super exciting. It's always interesting to me too, because like it's in Milan, right? So like you got the time difference. Like a lot of the events are going on like 7 o'clock in the morning U.S.
Hmm.
time or 9 p.m. U.S. time. So, but it seems like things are going well over there. And an interesting thing too, I just feel like we have to talk about it because I find it kind of funny. Is that on the news, like they're fully displaying the fact of like the Olympic Village, and like all the things that go on there. Like they've already went through, like, I think they said 10,000 condoms
Yes.
or something like that.
Yeah. It's
What a crazy
yeah.
number that is. Like that's just crazy. Like, and there's only like 2,200 people there, so do the math, people.
A very
I'm
active
just-
village. Very active.
yeah, so a lot of activeness happening in
Oh,
Milan, which is good.
good.
But
Good.
shifting away from the Olympics, a Super Bowl champion in Robert Woods retired from the NFL. Um, don't really have to touch on that. The one thing I do want to touch on, which we didn't talk about before the podcast, of a talking point, is let's talk about the Miami Dolphins for a second. They get in Robert Halfley, or Jeff Halfley, not Robert. Jeff Halfley is the head coach. Tyreek Hill released. Bradley Chubb released. Jalen Waddle wants to be released. What is
He will
going
be
on in Miami?
Yeah,
rebuild.
it's a dumpster fire in that organization, and now just off that they have 100 mil in dead cap.
Yeah,
So how you do a rebuild? They don't have a quarterback. Two is done. He played
he's
his last
probably
game as the
he's gonna
Dolphins.
Who is
probably get
brain
released.
is pancakes?
He's gonna be cut next,
Yeah, yeah,
and his money is all guaranteed.
correct. But that's what I'm saying.
Tyreek
So
Hill is not guaranteed.
They're kind of
They're
screwed.
eating that like Tyreek Hill's not getting paid.
yeah,
Sucks for him, but two his money is guaranteed.
but what happens though? Let's say they cut Tua. Let's say they cut Jalen Waddle. Now that's four players that you're eating the money on, and you're starting from zero. You have no wide receiver room. Oh, and they cut Westbrook Nakine
Yep.
as well.
Yep.
Not, I mean, I don't know what his contract was, but they cut him too. So they're already down four players before Tua and Jalen are now. Well, Jalen wants out, Tua doesn't, but well, we don't know that for sure. But it
Two
hasn't come
two
out.
is gonna be cut. I
But he's
don't
gonna
think you
go.
can. I don't think they physically can cut Waddle. Like you got to trade him, even if it's for pretty much a low ball offer. You cannot cut him because then you're even more down in dead cap. Like they got to trade him and get just something for him.
Yeah, yeah, I
I
saw
saw there
that.
was a mock trade, and I personally I don't really like it, and I'm not even a fan of either team. But it was the Giants trade the number 5 pick, and I think it was Darius Slayton for the number 11 pick and Jalen Waddle.
Too much.
They get a massive upgrade in receiver, obviously, but that's a far drop for a draft pick.
I wouldn't do that from the Giants.
I
I wouldn't
would
do that either
I
No
would
chance.
argue I think that that's too much to give up.
for
I
the
would argue
Dolphins.
for both. Like
It's it's not. It's a lose lose.
I don't think it's a lose lose, but I think if you're the Giants at the 5 pick, could you get somebody better or if not the same caliber for Watt? You know what I mean? Because you're gonna have to
Yeah,
retain
yeah,
this
yeah.
contract. So now it's like, okay, you have a top 5 draft pick, you get 5. Yeah, you still got to pay him, whatever the top 10 pick is, but you're still paying less than Jalen
Yeah,
Waddle. And I would argue
Yeah.
you could get a player better. I think Jalen Waddle's got to go. I mean, the Bills, great, if they want to trade for somebody, or and Tyreek Hill, I've seen that, a potential team there. But to me,
that'd
like
be crazy.
Tyreek Hill, in my opinion, is on the end of his career. It's probably with what he's gone through in Miami with the injuries and not playing as much. Like I don't think you're going to get the Tyreek Hill of 2017.
No, he's
You
coming
No,
know,
off a
it's not bad.
major
That's not coming
injury.
back.
right,
Just not as physically athletic anymore.
right. So
You
that's
know
where
he's going to be a Chief. You know
I actually thought
he's going to
that too,
sign
to
with
be
the
honest with you.
Chiefs.
I don't know if he wants to go there though. I don't think that I don't think that's the right move for them. Like to me, if I'm the Chiefs, I would look for Waddle instead
Well, yeah,
because that's low risk, high reward for them. They have the cap space to do it. They can eat his money, and if it works out, great. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Like I don't know, but I was thinking about that. I'm like we that was interesting yesterday when that all played out.
yeah. I mean, it's going to be. I honestly think this is going to be one of the most interesting off seasons we have in a really long time. With between all the coaches being hired and all the free agents, and I think there's going to be a bunch of trades this offseason. It's funny that you brought up, Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill possibly to the Bills. Tyreek Hill, I really would not want him coming off a major injury, and like we just said, I
Yeah, I
don't think
forgot
he's
about
going to
that.
be
That
the
was
same
bad.
caliber. Yeah, that was a nasty injury.
That was
But who
brutal.
I've been seeing now, because now he's officially a free agent, he's coming back to play another year. Mike Evans has been tied to the Bills a lot.
Hmm. Hmm.
Mr. Consistent.
I love Mike Evans. I think he's a great receiver. He's just older towards the end of his career. I would love, obviously, for the Bills to get Jalen Waddle, Jefferson if he's being chopped, which I do not see him
Oh,
moving. But actually, about this, his name thrown out a lot with Addison.
Yeah, and I think it's going to be interesting because you got to take into consideration to your point on a lot of the moving pieces in the NFL this year and what are the Vikings going to do at quarterback, right? And I think that's the biggest question going into the offseason, firing Kwesi, seeing Sam Darnold win the Super Bowl, who you had in your building the year previous. Now you have JJ McCarthy, you traded up to get him. It was only one spot, but you traded up to get him um, on a rookie contract, only played 10 games last season or less, 8 or 10. But I've seen, like, they say it's not going to happen, but I've seen a lot of Joe Burrow conversation, potentially of like mock
Seen
trades.
that. Yep.
Um, you know, I think Addison is a piece that depending on, I think Naylor could be the pure number two, for sure. I think he's got the opportunity. I think if you get rid of Addison, it's just going to depend on what happens at quarterback. I don't know. I've seen potentially Kirk Cousins coming back, which don't even get me started on that.
I
I
would.
don't really
That'd
know
be
how
bad.
I feel. I'm not saying that like in a bad way. I just don't even know how I would feel. I've seen Kyler Murray as a possibility. I've also seen reports coming out saying that every quarterback on the free agent market wants to play in Minnesota. How true that is, I don't know.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's a good place to play. Um,
I've seen Mac Jones's name thrown around
I've
for
seen that as
Minnesota.
well. I've
Yeah.
seen that as well.
You can take Justin Fields if you want.
I've seen that as well. I've also seen
I'm
that.
joking too.
I'm telling you guys, I think everybody is on the table. When we're sitting here in April doing this, I'm gonna be like, I think there's gonna be 7 options by that time. So we'll see. I don't know. I think Addison. I like Addison. I think he's really good. I think they can utilize him better. I think it'll come down to some other factors. If Hawkinson's still there, I think there's a lot. The Vikings don't have a ton of caps. So they got to move some stuff around. It'd be interesting. I don't know.
Yeah. I'm excited for this offseason. I really am.
It'll be good. It'll be good. How about Daytona 500 on Sunday? How about that?
What a finish.
NASCAR, baby.
Watch NASCAR, but what a finish. I've seen it all over Twitter, Instagram, like insane. And the fact that it was Michael Jordan's team.
Yeah, the Daytona 500 is one of those things where it's like it's everyone watches it. Like if you're a NASCAR fan, like you'll watch throughout the year. Like I watch it most of the races. I didn't get a chance to watch the entire Daytona 500. But like if you're just a fan in general, like there's nothing else on. Oh, let me watch it. Like dude, anybody should just watch the last 7 laps of the Daytona 500. You don't need to watch the other 400. You just need to watch the last 7 laps, and the guy in 30th place wins the race. Just saying.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, realistically, how long is a NASCAR race?
it's about 2.5 hours, two and a half,
Wow.
3 hours. Yeah.
That's
I mean, it
crazy.
depends on the track, right? Like, I've gone to the race in Kansas, and it'll start at like 2 and finish at 5, 4:35. So it's not like it's terrible. But
That's a long time.
I will say this: if anybody goes to a NASCAR race in person, you have to make the purchase and buy the headset where you can listen to the drivers and the crew chiefs.
That's so
cool.
sick.
That
That's
changes the game.
incredible.
I
Changes
didn't even
the
know that
game.
was a thing.
Oh
I've
yeah.
never even heard of that, but that's so
Yep.
cool.
That's
Yep,
sick.
we went the last 2 years and we got it, and it's unreal, unreal. So if you ever have the opportunity, go to a NASCAR race, buy the headset. It's worth it.
Imagine you were able to
Sounds
talk
good.
back to them.
I know, I
That'd
know.
be so sick.
You suck. What are you doing?
Drive
Well,
money on
faster.
And so, quick NASCAR story. 2 years ago, we were at the race in Kansas, and it was Kyle Larson of like the closest finish in NASCAR history, and he's my favorite driver. And it was like tenth of a millisecond, like whatever it was. Well, I had his channel on, and my dad had the guy who was like finishing next to him, and like they were like in Kyle Larson's like, like good race, good race. Like we didn't have it, and then all of a sudden, like no way, we won. Cursing. I'm not going to say a lot of the things that was said, but like just it was super cool to like see. Or you get some of the drivers are like, oh yeah, that guy's being a so and so, or he's been tailing me all race. So it is interesting to hear that.
Interesting. That's
And
cool.
we're kind of bouncing around all over this episode, but we talk everything, right? We're not just a football podcast. We talk everything. So, and like I said about NASCAR, it's not something that everybody watches, but that one race, a lot of people tune in. I think that's kind of like golf and the Masters. Big is Tiger Woods might make his Masters return, which would be huge because he's the GOAT. I mean,
The
we're
GOAT.
we're GOAT talk, right? So we talk goats. The GOAT.
He is the GOAT, though. Let's be honest. There's no other way around it.
Legend. So if he returns to the Masters, that would be awesome to watch.
Imagine he won it. How sick that would be.
I can't even imagine what his odds are going to be.
Now
It's not good.
I love the Augusta course. It's great. I think
Yes.
it's one of the Jim Nance doing it is like Jim Nance can't ever retire. He can't. If Jim Nance ever listens to this podcast, Go Talk says you can't retire. So that's just how it goes.
Can't do
But like just listening to him call it, and I mean every year it's always enjoyable to watch. But if Tiger Woods comes back with everyone else that is playing and currently playing really well, I think it'd be super tough. We've seen Tiger in some tournaments with some of the recent heavy hitters as Scheifele, DeChambeau, Max Scheffler, Homa, like some of the guys that are really been up on the top as of recent. I think it's going to be Morikawa. I think it'd be really tough for Tiger to come back and win, but nonetheless, to make an appearance back is a PR thing for sure.
Absolutely. And I want to say Florida State. I might be mistaken, but his son just committed to play
Yes,
D1 golf.
Yeah.
he
Yeah.
did. He
So
did. He did.
watch out for him in the Masters in a few years.
Yeah. What is his
Give it
name?
time.
Charlie Woods, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
The kid's good
And
already.
golf has never been so competitive, I feel like now too. The talent is just off the charts with some of these
Well, and they
kids.
got all these other things too. Like now TGL is a huge thing. Have you guys heard of that? For golf?
Yeah,
Vaguely.
yeah, yeah. It's like
Yeah.
almost like indoor.
Yeah, it's like indoor simulator, but like they
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Oh,
play
yeah.
golf.
that's
It's
right.
Yeah,
actually pretty cool.
it
Oh,
is.
I
It
believe it.
is. And you can go watch it live too. Like you can get tickets
Yep.
to it and like, sit and watch. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, golf kind of blew up, I feel like, during like the whole like COVID era
Yes.
is when
Yes.
golf kind of just took off.
Like the only thing people
Social
can
distancing,
play.
baby.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, we got 7 minutes left. It's time. What's the ball
Is it?
bet?
It's time?
Well, we
It
can.
is
It can be
time.
time. We don't have to
It's
do it right at the end. It could be
Oh no, it's
time.
time. Oh no, 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 no. That was not a question. That's a statement. It is time. Joey has his hat back. Sal never had a hat on because he has good hair, unlike me. So, ball bet. Gonna stick with some college hoops. Okay. This one, we had a little bit of a discussion earlier. We have some pretty sweet games on this weekend for college hoops, right? Got a bunch of ranked games. We've got games like legitimately like some of them are wild. We got the game that I'm gonna call. I'm just gonna go right to the chase and then go over some other ones. Number one, Joey mentioned it, Michigan, right? The what was it? What did you call them, Joey? Underrated or
The most overrated number one team.
yeah, and they're playing the team that I think is the true number one, Duke. Give me Duke, who's number 3, over Michigan, number 1. They have arguably the top 2 or 3 player in the country, maybe even one you could argue in Cam Boozer. They are, in my opinion, they're better. They also are playing at home, and playing in at Cameron Indoor in Duke is a very difficult place to play, right? Um, I think it's going to be close. Like if either team wins, I'm not surprised. But give me Duke all day. It's hard to bet. It's hard to bet against them. I feel like they're one of those teams. Like when it comes to like sports, where all the bandwagon people will choose them. Like for example, the Yankees, the Lakers, the Cowboys, Duke. That's just kind of they. I'm not a bandwagon, even though I'm a Yankee fan. But whatever. Give me Duke over Michigan, right? And on top of that too, not a bald bet, but there are some pretty cool games this week on Saturday too. Number 4 Arizona and number 2 Houston, right? UConn, who's number 5, is also playing Villanova. Now, Villanova's not ranked, but they are 20-5, so that's
Mm-hmm.
not a joke of a game either. You know. Having said that, bald bet, Duke, Blue Devils over Michigan.
So, what I want to say, I don't want to rain on your parade. I love the pick. I'm not a Duke fan. I do think they beat Michigan though, but they are not at Cameron. It's a
No.
showcase. So they're at a mutual site. They're playing at Capital
Oh.
One Arena in DC.
Oh no. That's okay.
But
I
but
still pick Duke.
I still like your pick, and I
I
still
still
think
pick Duke.
Duke beats them. Boozer
You also got to
twins
think
are
too.
insane.
DC is not that far from Duke. Terribly. North Carolina.
No, yeah.
I mean, it's
I
closer to
mean,
Michigan. Come on.
that's what I was gonna. That's what I was trying to think. I was like, is it closer to Michigan or
Way
Duke?
closer. Come
Yeah,
on
I was
now.
trying to think that. It might
But
be pretty equal, but that's gonna be a good game. Yeah,
I think
absolutely.
it's going to be a good weekend of college hoops.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Last thing I will say, and interested in your opinions on this, and then we can sign off. So, not sure if you've seen some clips as of recently. David and Derek Carr have a podcast together. Apparently, Derek Carr on that podcast has alluded to the fact that he would consider coming out of retirement to play with a contending team. Now, the reason I bring that up is because we've talked about some of the other quarterbacks in some capacity. Do you think Derek Carr comes out of retirement to play this upcoming season? And if so, is the Vikings the only spot he's alluding to?
I don't think he comes out of retirement because
Neither
what
do I.
contender wants him? Like
He
I
might
saw,
want to
I
pay. He
saw
might
a
want to
clip from
paycheck
his
with the Jets. Who
podcast.
knows?
So it's funny because I saw a clip from his podcast of him talking about possibly playing for the Jets, and I was like, that makes
Great,
sense.
great,
That makes a lot of sense.
great.
But what contender would want him?
So that's my question. It's like, okay, like let's if you're the Vikings, right? I'm just going to use them as an example because I'd put them in a
Mhm.
contender category.
I wouldn't take him if
With,
I'm the Vikings.
but
No.
would you keep JJ over him?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
JJ is a young quarterback. It's funny because I was talking about this with one of my friends who's a Vikings fan the other day. And we've had debates throughout the season about JJ and everything. And what I've told him is that I've never said that JJ is a bad quarterback. I think he has potential. I think he can be good. His injuries do worry me. I think he has potential to be a good quarterback, though. Just as of right now, he's not a good quarterback in my eyes. But the potential's there as
Yeah.
long as he stays healthy.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm not going to sit here and say I didn't like when the NFL draft time. Like I wanted McCarthy. Like I was like, if they're going to draft somebody, I want them to draft McCarthy. I thought that he was the most ready. I thought that he was um, the most comparable quarterback to come out and run the system that Kevin O'Connell runs. Now, with that being said, am I definitely disappointed? Yes. Do I want to throw in the towel yet? No. But what I will say is that as being a fan of a team that has struggled with getting consistent, competent quarterback play over the last 2 decades, is it worth the development for what may come, or do you get a quarterback since you're in a win now, quote unquote, window to get you that opportunity? Because the Vikings have had two quarterbacks in the last 30 years that have played more than 5 seasons as the starter: Dante Culpepper and Kirk Cousins. And I say that in the sense of like, Joey, to your point, right? Like like the pieces that Buffalo's missing is that wide receiver. Like they haven't had those key pieces probably since Stephon Diggs, and then maybe dating back as far as almost Andre Reed. And don't quote me on that. Maybe you feel like there was somebody else in between that really held down the room. I wouldn't put Sammy Watkins in that category, but maybe you disagree. I would say really probably Andre Reed and then Stephon Diggs. But like that's the piece to Bills fans that's missing to get them over that hump, right? Like you had the defense, you've had the quarterback. To me, the quarterback being the biggest piece is what is the Vikings. Greg, I don't have the answers for the Jets. I don't. So
Neither do
love
I.
you, but I don't have the answers there.
If we
So
had the answers, they would actually be bringing results, but they,
yeah.
not the case.
All right, Joey, go ahead.
Yeah. That's going to do it for this episode. I apologize to everybody listening. I messed up the timing on this episode. So we do have to wrap it up, but plenty of points to lead to our debate next week. Come back. If you're new here, like, comment, subscribe. If you're returning, as always, we appreciate all the support.